Good afternoon, everybody. So I'll start off with our safety disclaimer. These classes and what I say are not medical advice. Please consult with your healthcare professionals before making changes to manage your health. This presentation does not represent Parkinson Canada's endorsement of products or treatment related to Parkinson's disease. This presentation is meant to provide general information. If you have specific questions about managing Parkinson's disease for yourself or others, contact info@parkinson.ca. Again, that's info@parkinson.ca, or you can always call 1-800-565-3000. Again, that number is 1-800-565-3000. All right, gang. Well, TGIF, this is Lance Letain. I'm the events coordinator for Parkinson Canada here in Manitoba. And this is your at-home workout class number 32. My goodness, we're making some progress there. Hello, Jim and Wanda. Hi, Blair. Read your post earlier on today about this being the day 8 years ago that you were diagnosed. So yeah, it was a very meaningful day for you, and it meant something to me as well. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. Yes, if you're new to this Parkinson Canada at-home workout class, welcome. I'd really like to make you feel welcome and to feel a part of things over here. And for those of you that have been past participants, well, very impressive that you've actually stuck around with me. And it says a lot about your commitment to yourself and to control the things that you can control. Get into some of the benefits over here. So I was taking a look at some of my old notes and trying to fill in some of the gaps, and I think I often forget about, and it's maybe easy enough to forget about at this point in time during COVID-19, but the social interaction. I know we're not dealing with each other face to face, but we have created a community for ourselves here. And for me, it feels important to be connected with you. So I think the social interaction often goes overlooked, but I wanted to point that out. Through physical exercise, regular physical exercise, there are studies that show that there's you're able to continue to live independently longer. And ideally, I think that's what everybody wants. A reduced risk for chronic diseases. For those of you that are living with Parkinson's disease, well, you're living with that and you're making the best of it. Hey, Pete, yes, it is TGIF. And for everybody else that might not be living with Parkinson's disease, there's other diseases out there, and studies show that regular exercise does reduce your risk of having a chronic disease. Exercise is also going to help you maintain a healthy body weight. And I think the last benefit I want to kind of point out today is an improved gait and shuffle. And they have shown this through studies that a person that regularly exercises are able to have a longer, more steady gait. If you're living with Parkinson's disease, you probably heard the term automaticity, where maybe you'll start off walking at a pace that you think is really good and challenging, but before long, your body kind of loses that automaticity and you start to slow down, and for some people they start to shuffle. So with regular exercise, there's been proven some studies that you're able to hold off on some of that progressive degeneration of automaticity, of just being able to walk at the pace that you want to walk at. Some shout outs before we get into a bit of a challenging warm up today. I'd like to give a great big shout out to Whitney, Cindy, Nathan, Susan, Betty and Rick, Jean and Dawn, all the way down in Florida, Karen and Robin, Doug, Monique, hello, Pete, Blair, Jim and Wanda. You guys are actually next on my list. Audrey, Jim and Marge, Valerie, Lise, Manon, Fran, fantastic Fran, Marilyn, Ruth, Lorinda, Irene, Cheryl, Allison, of course Blair, Gary, and Brenda. Okay, so I'm going to keep that part a little bit short today because I think our warm-up's going to take me maybe a little bit longer than it will take for you. So I had mentioned before that for today's warm-up, if you could have a button-up shirt, and we're going to try and incorporate putting on a button-up shirt, buttoning up the buttons, and then taking it off. I'm just trying to think of functional mobility or functional fitness, and can be an everyday thing for some people. And to challenge myself a little bit more, I'm going to be wearing some gloves. Yeah, I just put some thought into it. It's not necessarily fair for me to kind of be putting on a shirt, doing up buttons. If you're somebody that's living with some issues with your dexterity, so how could I try and level the playing field? Well, I thought today I'd try and wear some gloves while I do this. So here we go. I'm going to back up my chair. So if you're going to be following along today, if you're going to be standing up, ideally if you can just make sure that the area around where you're going to be exercising is safe, that there's going to be no area carpets or any tripping hazards with the carpet maybe rolled up, or any falling hazards. If you were to fall, just make sure that there's no tables nearby where you could actually hit your head. So we're trying to avoid that. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling up to practice or up to exercising? If not, you don't have to. These classes are all recorded, and you'll be able to go back and check up on them when you're feeling a little bit stronger. Okay, with that, let's get our shirts. I'm going to put on my gloves. And my other glove. And I'm going to grab my shirt. So pretend this is first thing in the morning. We're getting changed for the day. We're going to take out our shirt here. Hi, Betty. So we're going to take out our shirt. We're going to put one sleeve on. And that can be challenging enough. Just trying to, if you're living with any sort of pain, just even putting on a shirt can be really challenging. So I'm going to slow this down because I want to make sure I'm meeting everybody's needs. So I'm going to take my shirt, I'm going to slide one arm through. So this is kind of like a warm-up. And then we're going to take our other arm and we're going to slide it through the hole. It is more challenging wearing gloves than doing this. Hi, Lorinda, great to see you. Okay, so I got my shirt on. And it's already toasty in here. And I know that this is going to be challenging for me. Okay, so now I'm finding that I'm going to have to unroll my shirt here at the collars. So if you can take your shirt, it is definitely more challenging wearing gloves. Okay, I've got my shirt on. So we've done a little bit of stretching. We've done a little bit of moving. Now comes the time we're going to work on our dexterity. So we're going to work on our fine motor skills here. And I'm going to try and button up my shirt. If you can try and do the same, that would be fantastic. Hi, Audrey. Great to see you. So putting on my shirt, I'm wearing gloves because I want it to be a little bit more challenging, leveling the playing field. My goodness, this is going to be challenging. Okay, so I'm going to start from the top and I'm going to work my way down. Getting one button. So, of course, it fell out. So, yes, if you're living with Parkinson's disease and you have some issues with getting changed in the morning, simple things like this are not so simple, are they? I have one button done, which would have taken me no time before. Again, working on my manual dexterity. This is part of our warm-up here. I'm going to try and get the next button through. Again, not as easy as I thought it would be. That's good. I want to make it real. And maybe you're somebody that's a caregiver. And I'm sure you can relate to this, seeing the person that you're caring for struggle with stuff like this. And this kind of could make it a little bit more real. All right, I got 3 buttons up. 4th one going on. Again, part of our warm-up here. Working my fine motor skills. I'm going to try and get that button. Boy, this is not easy. I think everybody should try this. Hey, all right, I got that button done up. Now I'm going to work on my last button here. Typically, I would just feel for it. I wouldn't even have to look with it. But I don't have the sensation in my fingers to be able to feel if I'm holding the button properly or not. Okay, so really struggling with this. Just about. Holy moly, this is challenging. I'm going to have to try one more time. Putting on the button shirt, wearing my gloves. I can absolutely feel for you if this is something that you struggle with, not having the fine motor skills or the sensation in your hands and your fingers. Ah, come on. All right, I got it finally. What would have taken me no time at all, that took about 3 or 4 minutes, maybe even a little bit longer. So again, this is part of the warm-up. I think this is a good exercise too for people to become aware of some of the challenges that we take for granted. And it's just these sorts of things, being able to do these things, let us live independently longer. So now it's time to take off the shirt. Okay, so taking off the shirt, hopefully it's a little bit easier than putting it on. That's 1. That's 2. This is 3. And this is 4. And come on, number 5. Whew, got it off. Okay. Well, I can't even imagine trying to tie a tie. So again, I think this is a really good exercise. If you are trying to maybe explain what it's like to be living with Parkinson's disease and people can't relate, this little exercise might help make it real for somebody. Okay, that's it for the warm-up for the shirt. Oh my goodness, that was challenging. I absolutely respect you if you have to try and do this on your own every day, day in and day out. Okay, I'm going to take off these gloves and we'll get on with the rest of the class. Thank you for being patient with me on that. So again, for me, I think it's just really important that it's opening my eyes and maybe could open other people's eyes too. Okay, let's get on with the rest of our warm-up here. We're going to try and start off the way we always do. So closing our eyes, thinking of the here and now. Forget about putting on shirts, taking off shirts. Knowing we have an exercise class ahead of us here. Okay, opening our eyes. We're going to do a big breath in as we do, raising your arms above your head. In and blow it out through your mouth. Big breath in. Blowing out through your mouth. And last big breath in. Hold it when you get to the top. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And blow it out. All right, so now we're going to do our slap, clap, snap. Part of our warm-up is just engaging our brain as well as our body for the exercise that lies ahead of us. So we're going to slap our thighs 5 times, clap our hands 5 times, and snap our fingers 5 times. Ready, gang? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, 1, 2. My mistake. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, sorry about the mix-up there, gang. Well, maybe I wasn't as engaged as I thought I was going to be. I was thinking about the shirt. Okay, from here we're going to transition into a heel tap out in front. So if you're sitting down, let's think of our posture sitting up nice and straight. We're going to put one leg out in front and tap a heel and bring your foot back. What we're going to do to one side, we'll do to the other. So heel out and back, out and back, out and back. Okay, so you're still feeling all right? Feeling up to another 45-50 minutes of exercise here? If so, that's fantastic. Don't be afraid to text me or to send me some messages either on Facebook Live. You can always leave messages in the Parkinson Canada Facebook group page, and I'll try and do my best to get back to you. I noticed on the Parkinson Canada YouTube channel that it seemed to be impossible to leave messages. So I guess you can subscribe. That would be fantastic if you did. And you could leave us a thumbs up. Okay, one more time, each side with the heel taps. Okay, from here we're going to transition into bringing our hands forward up to shoulder height and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. I think I'm going to try and do some other exercises that are going to include some challenges to make it a little bit more challenging for myself. Just help open my eyes, and maybe being able to pass the message along to other people, other than you guys that are sitting in the classes here. So maybe in future presentations, just to show people some of the challenges that we take for granted in our day-to-day activities. Okay, one more time, up front. Here we go. Okay, from here we're going to slow march. So we're kind of finishing off our warm-up here. For those of you that need to have a sip of water or a sip of a beverage that you have nearby, now would be a great time to do it. Just make sure you put your water bottle, your glass away, so it's not going to be a tripping hazard for yourself. And for everybody else, just you can have your water bottle nearby for maybe after our cardio section. It'd be another really good time to have some water. March, 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 march. Okay, so still with me? Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to demonstrate sitting down, but I'm going to do these standing up. We're going to stop. We're going to do a bit of a skating motion. So for a skating motion, we push our foot to the side and back. Side and back. Side and back. Side and back. So for our cardio section here, we're going to be looking at today at about 15 minutes worth of cardiovascular exercise. Then from there, we're going to do our cardio cool down, our strength training, our balance training. We're going to do some flexibility. Then we're going to finish it off with some Parkinson specific exercises here. So we might run a little bit longer than the 2:30 time that would be central time here. But if you have to leave at any point, that's okay. For those of you that can stick around, thank you. Okay, foot to the side and back, side and back. How about we add some arms and back, arms and back, side and side, side to side. Okay, still with me? So, for those of you that need the extra workout, you could bring your hands up high like this. This is harder than having your hands down low. Or you could always have your hands up like this. I myself am going to keep my hands low. So we're going to go on a bit of a roller coaster ride. We're going to do some fast pace. We're going to slow things down. And we'll probably go fast again. So we're just going to slowly build up our endurance. Slowly pick up the pace in the hopes of making it more intense. So raising our heart rate and our breathing rate. Challenging ourselves to get from that moderate sort of activity level to more of the vigorous. That's where the magic happens. Okay, so let's do one arm and side. And side, side to side. Other arm, side to side, side to side. Okay, both arms. All right, so now comes the point in the class where we're going to pick up the pace a little bit. Don't worry. If you can't keep up, you don't have to keep up. Work at a pace that you feel comfortable. Still challenging, but comfortable. Okay, so here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We're going faster now. To side, side to side, side to side, side to side. One arm, side to side, side to side. Other arm, side to side, side to side. Okay, so we got a faster pace here. We're going to pick things up a little bit more. So let's get both arms going here. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going faster now. Side to side, side to side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowing it down. Okay. Still with me? All right, I'm breathing heavier. Side to side, side to side. No arms, just our legs. Okay, so how do you feel? Feeling like you're able to keep up? Okay, we're gonna get both arms going again. So here we go. We're gonna go fast one more time. Then we're gonna change the activity all up together. We're gonna go into a march after this. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Going faster. Side to side, side to side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so march it out. Man, that's tough work. Good job if you're able to keep up. March it out. March, 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 and march. March, 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 and march. Okay, so again, just as we were skating there, we're going to change things up. We've got to increase the intensity, then we're going to slow things down, and we're going to speed it up again. Okay, no arms, just our legs for now. March, 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 and march. March, 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 and march. So ideally, if you can work with your upper body and your lower body at the same time, that's great. The more muscle groups that you have working, the better it is. That's what we want. But if you get lost anywhere along the way with my directions or the choreography of what we're doing, just go to this march here. You don't need to have your arms, but if you can, that would be great. Okay. March, 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 and march. So we're going to go for a bit of a run here. Not too long, just a bit of a run. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. March, 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 and march. March, 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 march. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down. March, 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 and march. All right. I got my sweat going on here. March, 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 and march. So now we're going to bring it wide. We're going to do wide, wide, narrow, narrow. With me? Here we go. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Narrow, narrow. Narrow, narrow. Wide, wide. Wide, wide. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Come on, gang. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just march it out. Okay, we've done our wides, we've done some pace. We're going to go back to a little bit of speed here. Bit of a run in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we're going to go fast. 1. Here we go. Run, 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 run. March, 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 and march. Run, 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 run. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, halfway there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowing it down. Okay, slowing it down. Okay, there's that roller coaster. No arms, just our legs. From here, we're going to transition into some heel taps in front. We'll eventually add some arms, but for now, let's just get our lower body figured out here. Here we go. Heel tap and back. Tap and back. Tap and back. Tap and back. You can add some arms if you want. Tap and back. So this works for arms. So does this. Whatever's best for you is what I want you to do. You can even do some bicep curls up high. Tap and back. Or just keep your arms down low. Okay, so we're going to try again. Bit of the roller coaster. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit here. We're going to slow things down. Then we're going to do 2 per side, 3 per side, then 4 per side. And that should be pretty close to finishing up our cardio. Tap and back. Tap and back. In 4, we're going to go faster. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Tap and back. Tap and back. Tap and back. Tap and back. 10, 9, 8, 7, great big smiles, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowing it down. Tap and back and tap and back. Okay. Oh, whew, feeling good. I think we got a bit more time. We have about 3 more minutes here before we transition into our cardio cool down. So how about no arms, just our legs. We're going to try and do 2 per side. Here we go. 1 and 2. Other side. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So do you want to try adding some arms in here? And 2. Why not? 1 and 2. Here we go. Up and up, up and up. Okay, so we got the arms. We got the legs figured out on twosies. So now we're going to transition into 3 times per side. Ready, gang? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Changing it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. No arms. 1, 2, 3. Changing here. Now we're going to do 4s when we get to the other leg. And 3. 4 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Changing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Think of your posture. Sitting up nice and straight. 2, 3, and 4. Shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last one. 4 times each side. Then we're going to go to alternate. 3 and 4. Last 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alternate. One leg and the next. One leg and the next. Okay, we're going to finish off with a bit of a bang here. So we're going to go a little bit faster. Here we go. Heel and back, out and back, out and back, out and back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Marching it out. Okay. Slowing it down. Nice slow march. So we're going to start our cardio cool down now. So the purpose of the cardio cool down, of course, is to slightly slower our heart rate down. Gradually bring our heart rate down. Gradually bring our breathing rate down. And getting all that oxygenated blood to different parts of our body. So a lot of oxygenated blood have gone to these big muscles that have been working really hard for the last 17 minutes here. March, 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 and march. So it's really important that we keep our head above our heart level and continuing to breathe. Okay, no arms, just our legs. We're going to try and slow things down. March, 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 and march. Okay, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop. Now we're going to do a swim front crawl. Bringing your arms over one arm. Then the next, slowing it down even more. One arm. And the next, slowing it down. One arm. And the next. One arm. And the next. Now we're going to go backstroke. So backwards. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. One more time each arm. Then we're going to do breaststroke. And the next. From here, we're going to do a breaststroke. So arms are together out in front. We're going to pull that water back. Hands together. Shoot up front. Pull that water back. Together. Shoot it out. Slowly getting to that point. All right. So heart rate slowing down, which is what we want. Breathing rate getting more normal. Okay, now we're just going to do some stationary toe taps. 1 foot, we're just tapping our toe. Head held high, thinking of your posture. Tap, 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 and tap. Now tapping our heel. Tap, 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 and tap. All right, now we're going to tap our other foot, tapping our toe. Tap, 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 and tap. Whew, I got a sweat going on. Okay, doing our heels. So I have to coach soccer tonight and tomorrow, and it's my twins' birthday party tomorrow night, so I'm going to have some boys staying over. I don't know how much sleep we'll get, but it's all good. The boys are going to be very excited to have their friends over for a sleepover. Okay, so that's it for our cardio cool down. If you need to grab a sip of water or a beverage, by all means, now would be a great time to do it. We're not going to need any hand weights or any TheraBands or resistance tubing today. We're just going to work with gravity for our strength training. So you will need a chair in order to do some of these strength training exercises. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on our abdominal core. We're going to be doing our chair crunches here. And for those of you that have symptoms with Parkinson's disease that are affecting you in your abdominal core, in your gut area and such, we can do these exercises. It's a great way to engage with the muscles, our obliques and our abdominal muscles here, to try and keep them, we're trying to keep our muscle mass. We're trying to keep as strong as we can get. We might not get stronger, but we're going to at least maintain what we do have. So with our chair crunches here, the 2 things to remember is, one is that you're moving your butt towards the end of the chair. The further you go, the harder it's going to be, because we're going to be touching our shoulder blades back to the upright of the chair here. And your hands can be on your laps, your hands can be across your chest, or they can be out in front of you. Whatever is best for you is best for me. Try not to lock your feet underneath the legs of the chair. That's kind of defeating the purpose, because then we're kind of engaging with some of our leg muscles here as opposed to our abdominal core. Okay, so sitting up nice and straight, our shoulders are back. I'm going to have my arms out in front for the first set of 6. We're going to do 6. We're going to breathe out as we go down and breathe in when we go up. So here we go. Going down, breathe out, and up, breathe in. That's 1. Here's 2. And up. 3. And up. Here's 4. And up. This is 5. And up. Last one. 6. And up. All right, so we're going to stretch our abdominal core. So if you're sitting down, you're just going to twist your upper trunk to the side, hang on to the chair. You should feel the stretch along your oblique region over here. Holding it there again, think of your posture, head held high, especially after exercising cardiovascular. Important to keep our head above the level of our heart. Now what we do to one side, we're going to do to the next. So again, you can grab your chair, you're just twisting your upper trunk. It should feel really good. And back. We're going to try 6 more. Again, the further you have your butt towards the end of the chair, the harder it's going to be. And this time I'm going to cross my arms across my chest here. So that's even going to make it harder for me. Again, sitting up nice and straight, shoulders are back. We're leaning down, leaning back. And up. Whoa, that's much harder. Here's 2. And up. Here's 3. And up. Here's 4. And up. 2 more. 5. And up. Last one. 6. And up. Woo, that was tough. Okay, still from a seated position, we're now going to transition into our sit to stand. So for those of you that can only sit up or stand up like an inch or 2, that's awesome. If that's all you can do, I congratulate you on being able to do that much. It's actually even harder than to do a full sit to stand. For those of you that want to do a full sit to stand, I want you to have your feet wider than your shoulders. And we're going to be lifting up, but when we're sitting down, we're going to be shooting our butt back. Watch, I'm going to demonstrate the way I want it done. So my feet are definitely wider than my shoulders. I'm standing straight up. And as I go down, I'm shooting my butt back. Just like that. So we're going to try 6. Here we go. Here's 1. And down. Shoot that butt back. That's 1. Here's 2. Shoot your butt back. Here's 3. Halfway there, gang. Halfway there. And back. These are hard to do. Very important that we keep on doing these, though. These are working out our quadriceps. Our quadricep femoris. 2 more. These are some of the biggest muscles in our body. Last one. And 5. And back. Woo, that was tough. Okay, from here we're going to transition into, we're going to raise our knee up, kick our foot out, bring our foot back, and drop it down. We're doing 4 per leg. Here we go. Here's 1. Out, back, and down. Here's 2, out, back, and down. Halfway there. 3, out, back, and down. Last one. Up, out, back, and down. Changing our legs. Raising our knee up, out, back, and down. Here's 2, out, back, and down. Here's 3, out, back, and down. Last one. Up, out, back, and down. Okay, we're going to try one more set of sit to stands. I know they're hard. There's no way around it, but they are very important to do. So again, feet are wider than your shoulders. We're only going to do 4 this time though. If you can only do 2, that's okay. It's not a competition. Here we go, feet wider than shoulders. Standing up, down, shoot that butt back. That's 1. This is 2. Here's 3. 1 more. And 4. Okay, so next we're going to work on a front leg raise. I'll demonstrate from front side here. But it's similar to our knee raise, except we're going to have our knee locked. So our legs are right out, one leg is right out in front of you. You're going to point your toe Bring your foot up and down. 4 times each leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Up. 3, 2, 1. Down. That's 1. Here's 2. And down. If you have any sort of hip issues, if this hurts you, we're not looking for pain. Pain is bad. We're doing one more. Up and down. Changing our legs. Soreness is different than pain. If you have pain, definitely stop. You can focus on the other leg. Maybe do twice as much on the other leg. Okay, let's just think of our posture, sitting up nice and straight, pulling our shoulders back, toe pointed out in front of us. We're raising our legs straight up and down. Here's another one. And down. 3. And down. Last one. 4. And down. Just one quick second here. Okay, so now we're going to be working on our Kegel exercises. So these are think of the muscle that you use to suppress or stop that flow of pee when you're going pee. It's a muscle that's kind of deep in our abdominal core here. So it might help you to close your eyes in order to engage it. So pretend that you're going pee and you got to engage that muscle that stops that flow of pee. It's deep within us, but it's super important that we work on that. We keep it nice and strong. Let's engage, engage, hold it, hold it, hold it, and relax. Thinking of our postures, pull our shoulders back. We're going to do it 2 more times. We're going to engage, hold it, hold it, hold it, and relax. Last one. Engage, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Yeah, keep holding, keep breathing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And relax. All right. So from here, we're going to transition into our balance exercises. I thought I'd try and change things up a little bit. So if you're standing up, definitely I would recommend having a chair nearby or a wall nearby that you can hang on to or touch to help improve your stability, just in case. You never know. You might not need it, but it's always nice to have there just in case, because you don't want to fall. For those of you that are sitting down, you're able to participate in some of these. So let's just stand up straight. Let's have our feet wider than our shoulders. Thinking of your posture. I'm going to close one eye. I'm going to stand for this one. Close one eye. Opening both eyes. Now we're going to close our other eye. Opening both eyes. You can close another eye to close the first eye. And close your other eye. Okay, from here, I'm going to hang on to the chair. We're going to do a one-legged stand. This time, I usually bring my knees up. This time I'm going to do a hamstring curl. So I'm going to bring my foot back. Standing on one leg. As you can see, I'm hanging onto a chair here. It's just going to help me with my stability. Standing on one leg. It's not as easy as it looks. Okay, now we're going to bring our knee up in front. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do a calf stretch. So we're going to press our one leg back, our toe goes down, then we're going to press our heel down, holding that stretch. So right now you should be feeling the stretch in the back side, the lower leg. Again, hanging onto a chair here for some stability. Bringing my feet together. What we do to one leg, we're going to do to the other. So I'm going to bring my heel back first, balancing on one leg, hanging onto a chair for some stability. Standing there. Sometimes it helps to look just straight ahead and focus on something. Now we're going to bring our knee up in front of us. Dynamic balance exercises here, changing things up. And from here, we're going to do a calf stretch. So hanging onto a chair, I'm going to press my toe down. And then I'm going to press my heel down. Again, the whole time I'm hanging onto a chair here for some stability. Feeling the stretch in the back side of the lower leg. we're going to do it again one more time. Each leg, we're going to start off with a hamstring curl. So bringing our heel back, just like this, hanging onto your chair. Now we're going to bring our knee up in front of us here. Now we're going to do our calf stretch. So it's going to have us shoot our leg back. Our toe goes down, hanging onto my chair. Then I'm going to press my heel down. Feeling the stretch. We're working on our balance right now too. Okay, that's the last time for that leg. Now what we do to one leg, we've got to do to the other. So heel back, holding it there. Now we're going to bring our knee up front, holding it there. We'll do our calf stretch, so shooting our foot back, pressing our toe down. We're going to press our heel down, hanging onto your chair or the wall, just for some stability. Feeling that stretch. Okay, from here we're going to hang onto our chair. We're just going to shift our weight from side to side. So I'm going to shift my weight. I'm going to have my toe on the ground, hanging onto a chair here. I'm just shifting my weight to one side. Again, your brain is processing all this information here. Remembering it so that if ever you're off balance, your body's able to make, the body and brain are able to make those micro adjustments without you having to think about it. Because it's done it before, it's done it repeatedly before, and it knows how to adjust. So what we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. Toe down. Body and brain are amazing, so the more we can work at it, keeping them fresh and active and strong, better it's going to be, hopefully add to quality of life. One more time, each side. Keep your toe on the ground. If you need that extra challenge, you can always bring your foot up off the ground. You don't even have to hang on to anything if you don't want to, but it's always nice to have there just in case you need it. Shifting our weight from one side. Now we're going to shift our weight to the other. Okay, we're going to finish off our balance exercise here with walking the line. So one foot in front of the other. I'm going to go forward. And now we're going to walk backwards, envisioning that imaginary line that you're walking on. Again, this is harder than it looks. Okay, we're going to go forward one more time. I'm going to ask you to freeze, then you're going to stop. Freeze. Keep going. If you need to hang on to a wall or chair and freeze, by all means. Walking forward all the way. Stop. Now we're going to go backwards. There we go. Okay, now we're going to need our chair again. We're going to do one last thing for our balance training, especially if you're bound, if you're sitting in a chair for most of the day, we can still work on our balance. So it's going to be somewhat similar to a sit to stand. Our legs are wider than our shoulders. And what we're doing is we're reaching forward, almost like, you know, when you're sitting on a toilet and you need to get off a toilet. It's going to be the same sort of motion. So we're just leaning forward, balancing on the balls of our feet, not on your toes, but just on the balls of your feet. Holding it there, head held high. And sit back. We're going to do two more. Leaning forward, continuing to breathe. Let's put a big smile on our face. There we go. And back. Last one. Leaning forward. Putting your body weight on the balls of your feet. And back. Okay, you can continue to sit down for these flexibility exercises here. We're going to start off with a bear hug. Crisscross your arms. See how far back you can get your fingers. Hold it. Head held high. Put a smile on our face, continuing to breathe. Opening our arms up nice and wide. Holding that stretch. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, now from here we're going to do another bear hug. Crisscross your arms the other way. hold it, hold it, hold it. Opening our arms nice and wide again, stretch across your chest. If it hurts too much to have your hands held high, you can keep your hands up a little bit lower. You still get a good chest stretch in there. See how wide you can get your arms. Now we're going to do a tricep stretch. So we're going to reach out and underneath. We're going to grab our elbow. You're going to bring your arm into your body just like this. So you're swooping up, grabbing that elbow, pulling your arm in close. You should feel the stretch along the back side of the top of your arm. What we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. So you're going to swoop up, you're going to grab that elbow, you're going to pull your arm in. You should feel the stretch along the tricep area. So your triceps are important muscles. They're the opposite of, so they're extenders as opposed to flexors. Our biceps are our flexors. Our triceps are our extenders. So what I mean by extensors, like this sort of movement. So when you move your arm like this, like say you're putting something away, a glass into a cupboard, it's this muscle that's engaged with putting that away. Okay, so from there, we're going to transition into a front thigh stretch. So this might be a little bit challenging. I don't think we've tried this one before. I just wanted to see how it goes. If you're sitting down, you're going to have to maneuver a little bit to the side. So you're going to be grabbing your foot like this. And you should be feeling the stretch along your quadricep. So think of your posture. If you're standing up and doing this, definitely you're going to want to hang on to a chair or have a hand on the wall to help balance you, to help stabilize you. It's holding it there. And what we do to one side, we got to do to the other. So I'm shifting my weight over like this so that I can kick my leg back. Holding it there. I'm feeling the stretch right over here. The quadricep muscle. Oh, that feels good. Okay, from here we're going to transition into a hip stretch. Now we've tried this before. So for those of you that can crisscross your legs like this, if you could do that, it'd be awesome. If you've had hip surgery, you don't have to do this. Again, we're not looking for pain. Soreness is different. So if your legs are like this, you're just simply going to be pulling your leg back like this. For those of you that have the ability and have the flexibility, you can cross your legs like this, and you're going to push down on your knee. Again, let's think of our posture. Let's hold that stretch. If you can't do this, you can just cross your legs and pull your knee closer to you. Hold it there. Almost done, class. Almost done. What we do to one side, we got to do to the other. So we'll take our leg down. Again, for those of you that can't do a big stretch like that, if you could just simply cross your legs like this, then you're just going to pull. You should still feel the stretch along the outside of your hip. And for those of you that do have the flexibility, cross your legs like this. Think of your posture. A weekend ahead of us here. Okay, now we're going to do one more stretch here. We're going to do, pretend you're driving a car and you're doing a lane change, but you have to look over your shoulder, so you're just twisting your head to one side, nice and gentle, very slow. If it hurts, if you feel sort of an impingement or some pain, definitely stop. You don't have to have a full range of motion. Just holding it to one side. And we're going to do it to the other side. One more time, each side. So if you're doing stretches on your own, ideally you want to hold the stretch for about 30 seconds. But we're in a bit of a time constraint with these classes here. I usually try and keep it in and around an hour. So if I was to hold all these stretches for 30 seconds, that would take up a lot of time. So I'm just demonstrating what can be safely done. Last time, other side. So you can practice on your own. Again, we're looking for that about 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise per week if you're an adult, as a minimum. If you can get more in there, go for it. You're going to feel great. Okay, from there we're going to transition into our Parkinson's specific exercises here. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to work on our tongue, which is also a muscle. We're going to stick our tongue out and we're going to go up. Then we're going to go stick our tongue out and down, then a tongue to one side, and then a tongue to the other side. Ready, gang? Here we go. So tongue out and up. And in. Now we're going out and down. Stick that tongue. Tongue in. We're going to stick our tongue this way. And in. Now the other way. Again, this might not be the sexiest exercise. Who cares? We're not looking for sexy. We're looking for functionality. We're looking to be able to talk as well as we can for as long as we can. Okay, from here we're going to do our jaw exercise, opening our mouth nice and wide. And relax. We're going to open our mouth nice and wide one more time. So these are the muscles that we're using for chewing our food. Some of you well know it gets a little bit more challenging to chew your food if your disease has manifested itself in that way, where those muscles get really hard. They're not signaling properly to the brain or as well as you'd like them to be signaling to the brain. So again, the more we can exercise these muscles, the better it is. Okay, from here we're going to work on our vowels. A, E, I, O, U. So over exaggerate if we can. A, E, I, O, U. One more time. A, E, I, O, U. All right, we're going to do some side cheek stretches. So I'm taking my hand, placing the palm against my cheek. I'm going to pull my mouth backwards and up. Important to keep those little facial muscles nice and stretched. That feels good. Pull it back, hold it there. What we do to one side, we're going to do to the other. And remember, we're looking for about 30 seconds if you're doing this on your own. If you can hold the stretch for about 30 seconds, that's most ideal. Holding it there. And relax. Okay, now we're going to work on our eyes. We're going to look straight up. Straight up. Eyes to neutral. Now we're going to look straight down. All those little ocular muscles of the eye, just tiny, but we got to keep them exercising. Eyes to neutral. Now we're going to go to one side, working on your peripheral vision, and the other side. Now we're going to finish things off with a great big smile, a big Parkinson smile. There we go, gang. Hold it. And guess what? You're done. It's Friday. I'd really like to encourage you to reward yourself this weekend. If you've been exercising and you've been staying committed to it, reward yourself. It's important that you give yourself those little prizes that let you know, kind of, you know what, you're making some progress. You are staying committed, and you deserve a little treat every once in a while. So with that, gang, I really want to wish you well, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Again, we're on Facebook. You can find us at the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group page for live broadcasts, and the videos are always posted there. And of course, we're also posting the videos on the Parkinson Canada YouTube channel. Great. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.